We have never seen all three of them play a single minute of football together, but the whole world already knows that the Messi, Neymar, Mbappe trio is going to terrorize defenses this season, and even for more seasons to come if they stay together. Although they are yet to play together and officially become a trio, they are already said to be the best attacking trio in the world right now, and even one of the best of all time. Even though we naturally expect Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe to succeed together because of how good they each are, we will still have to wait for them to do it on the pitch, not just on paper. So if that isn't the best attacking trio in football history, which then is? But just before we get into that, make sure to smash a like on the video and also feel free to subscribe as it would massively help support the channel. But of course, that's totally up to you, so no pressure. Anyways, what are the best attacking trios football has ever seen? The greatest attacking trio in football history is not an easy thing to decide, as there have been many options over the years. You could go as far back as the Holy Trinity of Manchester United. Sincerely, Manchester United has produced a number of different trios up front who delivered. But when you say the Holy Trinity, true Manchester United and football fans know you are referring to the trio of George Best, Bobby Charlton, and Dennis Law. These three played their first ever game together in January of 1964. Manchester United won that game by 4-1, and all 4 goals were scored by these 3 footballers, who all turned out to be legends of the club, and each of them has a statue outside of Old Trafford to prove it. These men to a very large extent built the Manchester United you know today. After the 1958 plane crash which nearly wiped out the Manchester United squad, the Holy Trinity led the new team to a new era. These 3 inspired United to 2 First Division title wins in 1965 and 1967. But perhaps more importantly, they helped the club win its first ever European silverware, the European Cup in 1968, which is how the Champions League was called back then. To show you how good each of them was, Best, Law, and Charlton each won a Ballon d'Or award during that period when they played together. That is simply just to show you that the Holy Trinity had no weak link, they were all equal gods. This is a trio that the younger fans will be more familiar with. Mane, Salah, and Firmino played their first game together just a few years ago in 2017. Now, although they all still play for Liverpool at the moment, they are slowly fading away from an actual trio. With the signing of Diogo Jota in 2020, Firmino's place in the team has been heavily threatened. But what these 3 did together in those 3 years together can surely not be forgotten in a hurry. They got to 2 Champions League finals in that period, winning just 1, their first in 14 years. They were the ones who broke Real Madrid's monopoly of the competition that period. They were faster on the counter, very energetic, and decisive in front of goal. Between 2017 and 2020, this trio won 3 Premier League Golden Boot awards together. And as of 2020, they had scored a combined 250 goals under Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. That's how prolific they were. But perhaps the biggest achievement they had together was bringing the Premier League trophy back to Anfield after 30 years. That pretty much won it all together. The first trio to win 6 trophies in just 1 season. We surely cannot leave them out of the conversation. These 3 played together for Barcelona between 2007 and 2009, but it was in the 2008-2009 season that their legendary status as a trio was sealed. This trio had a Samuel Eto'o who had already won 2 Champions League trophies, and was even named man of the match at the 2006 final where he was against Henry. It also had a Thierry Henry who had played in the Champions League final but lost, played in a World Cup final and won, and was a very important member of the Invincibles who won the 2004 Premier League title without losing a single game. And then finally you had the little 20-year-old whom everyone just knew was going to rule the world of football, which of course is Leo Messi. With a largely inexperienced young manager Pep Guardiola, this trio took the world by storm and annihilated any defense that came their way. They were so dominant that they won every single competition they featured in that year. This was the first time it was ever done in the whole of Europe. And at the end of that 2008-2009 season, Lionel Messi picked up the first of many Ballon d'Or awards. The whole world would have loved to see these 3 play more together, but it was not to be. Apparently, Eto'o didn't exactly see eye to eye with Pep and was sold to Inter Milan after that wonder of a season. Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano of Real Madrid, the trio which had all of Europe in a chokehold for 3 years. Although they were not very dominant locally, winning only 1 La Liga title in their 5 years together, they ran riot in Europe. They won 4 UEFA Champions League titles in their time together and led Madrid to become the first team ever to win the Champions League in 3 consecutive years. They were absolutely dominant. This period of success for BBC helped strengthen Cristiano Ronaldo's claim as the best player in the world, winning 3 Ballon d'Or awards in those 5 years. This very successful trio broke up after the 2017-2018 season following Cristiano's shocking move to Juventus. It's hard to form a formidable trio in a national team, because most of the time there's hardly that time to really bond and truly understand one another's style of play. You know, it's usually one international competition which lasts a month tops, and then it's goodbye till like 2 years later. But in spite of how difficult it was, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo managed to form one of the best trios of all time in Brazil. Not one of the best trios for a national team, just one of the best trios, period. Each of them played for Barcelona at some point in their careers, but never together. These 3 were a terror for any defense. You saw them at the tunnel coming out together and already knew it was going to be a long day. They were ruthless. This trio could boast of one of the best strikers of all time, one of the most skillful players of all time, and one of the most creative players of all time. Each one of them won at least 1 Ballon d'Or at a time in their careers. Their first showing together was in the 1999 Copa America tournament, which they won, scoring 11 goals as a group in just 6 games. Then to crown it all, 3 years later they went on to win the 2002 FIFA World Cup with Ronaldo winning the Golden Boot. The greatest trio we have witnessed in recent history, and perhaps the greatest ever attacking trio football has ever had. MSN, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar were all destroying everyone with Barcelona in every competition, locally, internationally, and even intercontinentally. If there was one thing these 3 were going to do together while on the pitch, it was score. In their first season together in 2014 to 2015, they scored 122 goals. And the only competition which they had competed in and didn't win was the Spanish Super Cup. Everything else was theirs that year. They had already set a record with the 122 goals they scored together in 2014 to 15. But they were not satisfied. The following season they went on to break the record and set another, scoring 131 goals in just a single season. And of course, winning more trophies. To show you how incredible their goal scoring record was, BBC never scored up to 100 goals in a season together. And it took Mane, Salah, and Firmino nearly 4 seasons to get to 250 goals. Messi, Suarez, and Neymar were not only a trio on the pitch, they were also a trio off the pitch. The 3 players were, and apparently still are, very good friends. Well, all 3 of them still do have a WhatsApp group together. And during their time in Barcelona, they were always seen together. In preparation for the games, in the celebration of the trophies, in training, in their free time, coming out of the tunnel, they were inseparable. The whole world surely wanted to see MSN play together for many years because they were a trio like we had never seen. But unfortunately, the trio was ripped apart when PSG broke the world record transfer fee to sign Neymar in 2017. There were rumors about a reunion in subsequent years, but Barcelona were not able to bring Neymar back to Camp Nou. And obviously all of you know Suarez left to Atletico Madrid and recently Messi left to PSG. So unfortunately this trio will probably never be seen together. And the whole world was desperate to see this trio again, and perhaps that is why the entire world of football is anticipating the newly formed Messi, Neymar, Mbappe trio in PSG, with 2 components of MSN back together. Surely this is the closest we are going to get to an MSN reunion, before these players hang their boots. And if you did enjoy the video, it would be a massive help if you smash that like button, and also consider subscribing for more videos like this. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.